All right, so first, this is Jen Melton. I'm going to attempt to show you what to do for grades. I'm going to take it very slow, and part of that is I'm still working through some things. So, the first step is let's go to Power Teacher, and you are going to click Power Teacher Pro. And then you are going to click Settings, Traditional Grade Calculations. Then you're going to click a subject. I'm going to do reading. And where it says quarter one standards weighting, you're going to click the pencil and change it from standards to category weighting. And then it should come up classwork. And then press save. And you're going to do this for each one. I'm pretty sure there's an easier way to do this, but I tried it and it didn't work when I followed the directions. So it might be a user error or not. So you're going to do this for each quarter. And I tried to do it for F1 and it wouldn't let me do it for all the quarters. So I'm pretty sure you leave that at term weighting. If it's wrong, we can go back and fix it later. So you need to do that for each section that we put a grade in from Canvas. So math, reading, writing, science, social studies. The next step is to add a pass back to from Canvas to Power Teacher, which I've already done, but you're going to click these three dots here, and then you will click Import Assignment Groups. Wait a second, reload the page, and then you will have on the bottom classwork. What you're going to do is you're going to move all the ones that say quarter one, quarter two, quarter three from the category they're currently in and move them to classwork. And then you want to publish and make sure this is green, and then should be the only green little sync to PTP enabled. All of these should be black. The green checks for published, but all of these should be black for all of those. And then you'll be ready to go into your gradebook. So I'm going to do that next. That you're in your gradebook on Canvas, you will go to where it says quarter one grade. Click, and you are going to manually type in the grade, this category, grade used for report card summative. You're going to type it in here. Now this is where you will change the grade if there's a student with an IEP, an ESOL student, and they do not have a 60, and it is because of that disability or because of their English skills that they are below a 60, then you will manually type in a 60, and everybody else should have no lower than a 50. So if this category has lower than 50, then somewhere in these test grades you did not make their grade a 50. Like this grade is a 50 because they made lower than a 50. So I bumped it up to a 50. So the average, the lowest it should be would be a 50. And if they have an IEP or for that category of grades, they have an IEP for math, then you can give them a 60 in math if it's their disability that is making them have lower than a 60. So I'm going to type in all these grades and then I will come back and tell you what to do next. Also, where you are typing in the grade, you do not put the decimal. So for instance, this was a 72.5. I rounded up to 73. This is a 93.25. And it should be a 93. 93. So you take this and then you use rounding. This is 98.25, so it's a 98. Anything 0.5 and higher, you're going to round up to the next whole number. Now that I have all my grades in my quarter one grade, I'm going to click Actions. and then sync to PTP York County SD03 Rock Hill 03. It should say, are you sure you want to sync? And you will say sync now. And then you should get this green arrow. And then when you go into your gradebook on PowerTeacher, it should pop up there. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes or so. So if it's not there immediately, you can check back and it should be there then. All right, so now you check on PowerTeacher. I did math, so you click PowerTeacher Pro. And then over on the left column, you will see grading, and you'll click grading, and then you'll click score sheet. I'm going to click it, but I don't want my kids to show, so I'm going to put it back to where it was. So I'll click score sheet. And now here is the grades. You want to make sure that your grades match up, that there's from what you put in Canvas. All right, from here, this is where you're going to put in comments. Now, it's really hard for me to put in comments and not show the name. So I'm going to attempt to try and do this, but you're going to right-click on this column, and then over here, a box will show up that would say the student's name, and then there'll be a little comment dialog box in the corner that you will click, and you use one of the choices that are shown that are already put in. You don't type in your own comments. Make sure that over here you have clicked quarter one, not F1, to show quarter one, and that's what you want to right click over here on your grade for the comments. You're actually not going to right click on the grade, you're going to just click on the grade, and then this box will come up in the corner, and you're going to click this screen, and then comments will be listed, or they should be listed below for you to use. Now when you just click on the grade and the comment box comes up on the right, we have to click the dialog box. And then what you want to make sure that you have is on the bottom it says comment bank, and for students who are 70 or above and they have an IEP and they have accommodations for that area, like reading a test aloud or other accommodations, you're going to find the one that's 1079 for meeting grade level expectations with support. If they are below a 70, then you can put working below grade levels expectations with support. All the other comments are there for you to use them, but ESOL and IEP students and 504 plan students, those are the specific ones you have to put for every subject that they get accommodations in, which for mine is like if you read a test aloud, that's an accommodation. So, or have a small group. For behavior, if you put unsatisfactory, you need to put a comment, and you should have already talked to the parent in person or on the phone about their behavior. This shouldn't be the first time that they know that they've heard that their student has unsatisfactory behavior in class. So that is how to do the comments, and then I'm going to move to the next thing that you would do after doing the comments. Before you leave this subject and go to another course or class, you want to make sure you press the green button, Save. Once you have your comments completed, you want to go to Grading on the left-hand column and click Grades Traditional. And then on the bottom right, you should see Final Grade Status. You'll click that, and you want to click this check button and then click Save. And then you are done for that course, and you'll have to do the same thing for every class, math, reading, writing, science, social studies. Now I've already put in my reading grades and my comments. To put in F and P data, you need to go to grading, this tab, click this tab, and these will come up, and you'll click standards. For quarter 1 and quarter 3, you're going to put the instructional reading level only listed here. So when you click in this, a box will come up on the side, and then you will use the drop-down menu to find the letter that you need for their instructional guided reading level, what you are instructing them at in their guided reading group during the week. Now I've put in my levels, and I'm going to want to press save and then click final grade status. Q1 final grades are complete. Click the check and save. And then that is done for reading. So when you go into PowerTeacher for behavior, you click on, when you click in the box, the right column will come up with all the letters, and there's a U for, there's a U at the top for unsatisfactory, and then an S for satisfactory. If you have a U for behavior, you must add a comment from the drop-down menu saying one of these things that they need to work on, and make sure that we have similar grades, similar assignments or grades for summative grades in Canvas. And that should be everything. Now, the last part is the verification, what we have to send to our AP. I'm not sure how that looks yet. So when I find that out, I will let you know.